Time now for our Sunrise Smart Start. President Biden's two latest multi-trillion-dollar spending plans, tackling everything from child care to infrastructure, could face an even steeper hill on Capitol Hill after last week's April jobs report.
Joined this morning by Washington correspondent Raquel Martin, live in Washington, D.C. Raquel, good morning. How does the president plan to pay for these billion-dollar proposals?
Well, the president, in his proposal on this infrastructure plan, specifically says he wants to raise taxes on corporations as well as wealthy individuals who make more than $400,000 a year. But so far, he's getting some fierce pushback from Republicans who disagree with that.
And there is some opposition from Democratic lawmakers, too. What are they saying about this?
Well, some of them are a little wary of trying to increase taxes on certain individuals or corporations. So I know right now during negotiations, they are trying to find some sort of compromise on funding this massive plan. I know Republicans have also offered their own alternatives to try to raise some revenue to pay for these infrastructure needs. That includes a user fee for people who drive electric vehicles. They say they should also be contributing to this large infrastructure plan. It's still unclear exactly what will make the final cut.
Yeah, it's a big component of that. Who's going to pay for it? Thank you so much. The latest jobs report, by the way, shows hiring slowed last month with 266,000 jobs added, much lower than the 1 million expected.
Let's get the latest on COVID-19 now this morning. Children 12 to 15 could be eligible for Pfizer's vaccine anytime now. The
FDA is reportedly expected to give an okay early this week. Erica Cost joining us live with more on this. Erica, good morning.
Good morning, Leo. Well, that age gap between 12 and 15 may not sound like a lot, but that would open up millions of Americans for eligibility, bringing us closer to not just herd immunity, but possibilities of a full reopening in the fall for students. Canada has already approved the vaccine for that age group, and here in the U.S., the New York Times says they spoke with federal officials familiar with the FDA's plans. This is a month after Pfizer found that its shot, already authorized for ages 16 and up, provided protection for this younger group. Health officials with the Finger Lakes Vaccine Hub say they hope this approval goes through and that the vaccine is safe and effective. It's been a very hard year for children, teachers, and parents to not have that full in-person experience in the classroom this year. As I mentioned, we've seen the effect, but their return back, we're told, is really going to be aided by the students' ability to get these vaccines. Now, just last week, Monroe County announced a partnership with several high schools for pop-up vaccine clinics starting this week. Some high schools participating in the next few days include Brockport, East Rochester, and Fairport. In Rochester, Erica Cost, News 8.
All right, Erica, thank you for that. For those pop-up clinics, anyone under the age of 18 has to be accompanied by a parent or guardian.
All right, let's talk a little bit about our morning forecast. It was a rainy finish to Mother's Day, as we know, but drier this morning. And James, the big question, will that continue throughout the day on this Monday?
For sure. We'll see a nice sunny skies this afternoon, and I think we've got sunny skies through much of the week. Let's pull up your 8-day forecast now, as it does look pretty decent. I see temperatures, though, not so much. We've got a lot of 30s on the map here. 35 tonight, 37 as we get into tomorrow as well. So, yes, it will take a while, but we do expect those numbers to climb eventually into the upper 60s, something to look forward to as we get through Thursday and Friday of this week. We'll take a look at the bus stop forecast coming up at the end of the show.
All right, James, thank you. And speaking of the roadways, looking pretty good so far this morning with our sunrise traffic. Again, a light volume coming in from the west side. A few more cars heading out of town at this hour. 390, 490, and 590, all running on time. All right, two teenagers injured after a car drove into a crowd of people.
This happened on Pierpont and Mason Streets in Rochester around 3 p.m. yesterday. When Rochester police arrived, the car had run into several people reportedly involved in a fight. A 16-year-old and 15-year-old were taken to the hospital with what are described as non-life-threatening injuries. The driver, we're told, fled the scene. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. If you have any information about this, you're asked to please call 911.
The Ontario County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help finding this missing teen. Lily English is 14, pictured here, last seen around 8 o'clock last Thursday on Coral Drive in Farmington. She was wearing a dark green hoodie at the time with tie-dye pants and black Crocs. She's about 5'4" and 100 pounds. She has dark brownish red hair and hazel eyes. Anyone with information is being asked to call 911.
A violent weekend across the country. 7 adults are dead after a shooting at a birthday party that happened in Colorado, including the gunman. According to Colorado Springs police, the boyfriend of one of the victims barged into the party and opened fire. After shooting at people, he took his own life. Officials say 6 died at the scene, the 7th at the hospital. The children at the party, they say, were not injured.
Oh, just an awful one there. Well, New York police, are looking for a suspect after a shooting in New York City that sent 2 women and a 4-year-old to the hospital. It happened Saturday afternoon around 5. Now, we're told the injuries there are non-life-threatening. That's the good news. Police say the suspect, the person they're looking for, is a man in his 30s who has a history of illegal vending in the Times Square area. The motive for this shooting remains unclear.
Well, the U.S. is ramping up efforts to help India as new COVID cases and deaths continue to rise there at alarming rates. Along with vaccines, the Biden administration pledging to send PPE and oxygen. Global health officials like Dr. Anthony Fauci have also been in contact with Indian health officials about containing the spread. On Friday, officials say over 4,000 people died in a single day.
Well, remnants of that 20-ton Chinese rocket raining down over the Indian Ocean over the weekend, ending a global mystery as to where that wayward space junk would land as it re-entered Earth's atmosphere. Skywatchers did catch a glimpse of that rocket as it tracked as far north as New York and as far south as New Zealand before plummeting to Earth. Time now for a check of the GRE Morning Business Report. A cyber attack has prompted a company which operates a major energy pipeline in the U.S. to shut down its operations. The Colonial Pipeline Company said in a statement it learned Friday it was the victim of a cybersecurity attack. The breach appears to be an attack on the nation's critical energy infrastructure. Experts say gas prices could begin to rise if the damage from that hack is not repaired. In fact, this morning gas prices locally already up 5 to 7 cents.
Well, if you were hoping to book a cruise for the summer, you may have to hold off. The head of Norwegian Cruise Lines said in an interview with CNBC he doubts the company will be able to set sail from U.S. waters in July and August. Doesn't look promising either. The CEO said the requirements outlined by the CDC are more restrictive than any other industry.
Well, more studies show that Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines are effective against variants of the coronavirus. Research published this week in the New England Journal of Medicine shows the Pfizer vaccine is extremely effective against the South African and British variants. Moderna says early results from its booster shot trial shows it creates antibodies for the South African and Brazilian strains of the virus.
So how'd you sleep last night? According to a survey from 23andMe, 1 in 4 Americans are not falling asleep as easily as they were before the pandemic. Nearly the same number of people said that they're staying up later than before. Once the Z's do kick in, 11% say they've had COVID-19 related dreams, but 14% say they dream about life after the pandemic.
All right, this is what some folks will be talking about at the water cooler this morning. Did you hear this one? Medina Spirit's victory at the Kentucky Derby is now in jeopardy because of a failed post-race drug test. Hall of Fame trainer Bob Baffert has been suspended by Churchill Downs as the investigation continues. Baffert has denied all wrongdoing and has promised to be fully transparent with the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission as it conducts that investigation. If a second sample confirms use of an illegal drug by the horse, Medina's Spirit's victory in the Kentucky Derby will be stripped, and the runner-up, Mandaloon, will be declared the winner.
So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out.
That one bears watching. David Begnaud from CBS this morning is going to have a live report on this coming up in just a little bit as well.
Yeah, a lot of eyes on that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm wondering how they make good on all those bets that were cashed in.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of money involved.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, well, you know, a lot of eyes on your forecast. Because
yeah.
it looks better towards the end of the week.
For
Midweek,
sure.
really.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think it's going to be too bad. Bus stop forecast does show that temperatures are starting off in the 30s. We finish as we get into the 40s and 50s with a little bit of sun. That'll be nice. I think it's jacket worthy for sure. Ogden, 41. It's funny, I hear the name of the horse, and I always think Medina, because that is what the town's name is.
Sure.
30 degrees right now there. Batavia, a little bit warmer, 41 degrees. Your mow forecast, if you didn't get it done this weekend, I think you've got all week long. It really should be a nice couple of days. I don't know about you guys, Leah and Mark, but I did get my mulching done on Friday. So I don't know if you guys have to do it, but a lot of mulch out there to get.
Good job.
Good timing.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update coming up in about 30 minutes. CBS This Morning, as I mentioned, is up next. Be safe and have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.